Hi everyone, happy Sunday. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please remember to subscribe so that I can keep bringing more videos like this. My name is Layo. For those that have been here before and watched my videos, thank you. And today I am going to be talking about something very important, how to start thinking like an IT auditor. I am going to make it clear. A lot of you, maybe, oh, I'm ready for interviews, or maybe you're already on the job, but you still feel like confused, like you're not even sure. It's not because you are not capable, but it is because nobody has taught you how to think like an IT auditor. As an auditor, you have to be able to think like one. So in this video, I will go ahead to shift your thinking from memorizing terms. I am going to be shifting your thinking to be able to understand how IT auditors actually approach their work. The mindset shift is what is going to give you clarity, especially if you are new to IT audit or you are transitioning from another career. I would like to clearly let you know that IT audit is not memorizing terms. You can't, it is not put in and put down. It is not garbage in, garbage down. It is structured thinking. You have to be able to think in a structural way. Okay, it is not enough for you to memorize and know the terms, SOX, ITGCs, ITAX, change management. Yes, these are important. You need to know it, right? The real audit work is not about the many things like the definitions or the words that you know or you can recite. It is actually about you how you are thinking and connecting systems, risk, controls, evidences. When you shift your mindset from memorizing to a structured approach, IT audit is going to start making more sense to you. Okay. Then, secondly, think in systems, not just tools. Forget about the tools for a minute. Okay. Start with being able to understand the systems, not the tools. One of the first way to start thinking like an IT auditor is to focus on systems, not the tools. Every business runs on systems, and that is very important. I remember when I started my career, I was seeing all these systems and I couldn't. It was not until I was able to understand, okay, this is Cooper, this is Salesforce, this is, a system that is used for payroll, this is what they use for payroll. If you do not understand the system, it's going to be difficult to talk about the controls you even want to test. Okay, ask yourself what system is being used, and then what is the business process that system supports. That is when you begin to understand and think like an IT auditor. It becomes logical and you become grounded in real business content. But if you are looking at the tools and you don't understand them, it's going to be very, very difficult for you. It could be confusing. And trust me, you are going to see a lot of systems, a lot, different systems that you've not never heard before. You are going to see Cooper, you are going to see all sorts of systems. I can't even remember their names, funny names. Okay, so you need to be able to understand. So when you see the systems, you need to be able to understand the system before you start, testing your controls. Your understanding of the system is what will support you. Okay. And then thinking like an IT auditor, you want to start thinking what could go wrong. Now you understand the system and you understand what business process the system support. The next thing you want to start looking or thinking about is what could go wrong. This is the actual place where risk lives. Like, this is the place. Think in terms of risk. What could happen in this system? It's simply, when you're talking about risk, it's not difficult. You are just looking at what could go wrong in literal terms. Maybe you see a baby trying to jump down from a high wall. You want to say, okay, what could go wrong if this baby falls down? So as an IT auditor, when you're seeing system and they have explained to you, oh, this is the payroll system, we use it in scheduling employee salaries, and this is where we house all onboarding and everything. Think, what could go wrong in this system? What is the risk in this system? What if somebody has access and just go and change your salary to $1 million? If access is not controlled, what could go wrong? Okay, so when you look at the system, you are asking yourself, oh, who has access to it? How can it be misused? What can fail in the system? This way of thinking is what is going to help you to understand why controls exist in the first place. So when you now look at the risk, you're looking at the risk. Learning to be able to see the risk in the everyday process is what an IT auditor is a skill that an IT auditor should have. As an IT auditor, you should be able to understand what could go wrong in every system, okay? Then now we are talking about controls. Remember, controls are not just policies that are created for compliance. They didn't just create the controls, oh, for compliance purpose. Every control that was created because there is a risk it is trying to reduce. That is why organizations have what they call the risk control matrix (RCM), where they would have listed the control, the risk it is trying to mitigate. For example, for access review controls exist because there's a risk of unauthorized access. And then when you're talking about change approvals, change management, it exists because there is a risk of unauthorized system change. If somebody goes into the system and do a configuration and scatters everything, maybe in the bank, a configuration goes out and the bank just credits everybody 1 million naira. So the change control app is in place so that there is no unauthorized system change that could affect the company. So when you link controls back to risk, IT audit is going to stop feeling you will be able to understand. It's not going to be theory to you. It's going to be practical and logical to you. Okay. Then think in evidence. That is the next thing. There's no evidence, there's no conclusion, there's no audit. Another important mindset shift is learning to think in evidence. If they tell you it does not hold water, you need to see the evidence. So IT auditors do not rely on opinions or assumptions. It's not as if a control owner or application owner will tell you, oh yes, we used to control access. Where is the evidence? They are not just going to tell you that, oh, when you we are onboarding new people, they request for access. Where is the ticket? Where is the evidence? IT auditors rely on proof. When a controller exists, the next question that you want to be asking, what is the evidence that shows that this control is actually working, that they're actually making the control work? It could be reports, it could be logs, it could be just screenshots, it could be the approval record. Okay, let me see the timestamp on the evidence. When you start thinking in evidence, IT is going to help you turn IT audits into real practical work. Like you're thinking, okay, what am I looking for to validate this control? Okay, if there's no evidence, there's no conclusion. Control failed. So they must be able to provide the evidence. And this is very simple. The IT auditor thinking loop. If you can think like this and understand this simple structure, you are thinking like an IT auditor. So this slide summarizes how IT auditors think in practice. You understand the system, you identify risks, you understand the control that addresses the risk. You understand the system, the business process that the system supports, the risk, control, evidence, and conclusion to confirm that the control works. So once you have this loop, you can think in this line, you'll be able to draw a conclusion. IT audit is going to become more structured and clear instead of being confusing if you think in the system and line. Okay. Why are most people still saying with all these things I've been saying? Some people are still confused. Why? Random learning. Random learning. They are picking videos. They are joining all courses. There is no structure. Okay, there is no structure. They are learning, pick this, pick this, pick this. One day they are learning about stocks, tomorrow they are learning about stock, next tomorrow they are learning about network infrastructure, day after they are learning cyber security. Without structure, knowledge does not connect. If you don't have a clear path or structure, whatever knowledge you are getting is not going to connect. And this is the only reason why people can study for months and they still feel unsure. What you need is structure, and that is what is going to bring clarity and confidence over time. If you can, I've spoken with a lot of people. They say, "Oh yes, I took course. I've done this thing, but you don't have a clear path. You cannot clearly state you did cybersecurity. What part? What structure? You learn, so you learn third party. What is the clear path going you have? So random learning is going to create more confusion for you. It is when you have structure that clarity will be clear. You would have clear clarity. And this is why I intentionally and passionately teach IT audit in a different manner, with clarity, with structure, and with practice. This is the approach I use. I focus on making sure there is a clear path, you have structure, and then you can practice. I have hands-on lab whereby you practice real life scenario as if you're testing SOX controls in an organization. Instead of me teaching topics in isolation, I help guide, new joiners or career switchers on how to understand the simple process and how to put their evidence in the right order. And this is simply how IT audit works in real life. Okay, this is how IT audit works in real life. My manner or part of teaching helps people to be able to build understanding instead of them just consuming information. If you're ready to stop guessing, I am excited about this. I am going to be starting my 5-day IT audit fundamentals guided training tomorrow. For some of you, if you see this video later after this cohort has ended, trust me, send me a DM. Another cohort will be coming up. But this training I am showing now is going to be starting tomorrow. If you have watched videos, you are not sure, or you've been going about, you are not sure, like you have random information, but you just need a clear learning structure, please join my 5-day IT audit fundamentals guided training that will be starting tomorrow. Like I said, if you are seeing this video in the near future, another cohort would have been housed. So please feel free to DM me. Okay. If you're ready to learn restructure, you can find the link in my description. I am so excited because the value I will be giving in this class is going to give people the clarity they need to be able to start their IT audit career and start earning in six figures. Thank you everyone for watching till this part. I am looking forward to see people succeed on this IT audit career path, which is an evergreen career path and would not fade away. No AI is going to replace this career path. Okay, so I'm looking forward to see more people transition into this field and start earning six-figure salaries or start earning good money. Please remember to subscribe to my channel if you watched this video, and I am looking forward to see you in my next video. Have a blessed and favored week ahead.